Okay, so hi, my name is Elsie, and I am the founder of Purple Mint, which is a mental health movement. Wait, why am I so close? Let me back the fuck up, back the fuck up. Okay. Hi, so my name is Elsie, and I'm the founder of Purple Mint. If you have come from my TikTok, you have probably watched a lot of my vlogs, seen a lot of days in my life. But still the question may beg, who is Elsie? So I thought I would come on here and I would do a little video on getting to know me, my story, how I got here, and everything in between. So I was actually born in Bermuda. It's a very small island in the Atlantic Ocean. So whenever I tell people I'm from Bermuda, they have such animated voices, and it makes me a little sad to break their hearts and be like, actually, I don't like it all that much. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bermuda is where I was born. It will forever be that place, but it's not the place where I'm at now. I live in Scotland, Aberdeen, and I think I had to grow from that island, and a lot of that has to do with the trauma, my life story, and my experiences in Bermuda, which have left a not so good taste in my mouth. So if you're following from my page, you probably know my favorite color is purple. But what does purple mint mean? Well, basically, I combined purple and empowerment, and we got purple mint. And I thought it just exudes the energy that I want it to, and I think it really gives the flair of my personality. Purple is my life. It is a personality trait. I absolutely love the color, and I just think that when I was coming up with the name for the organization, purple, you have the red, which is like fiery, and the blue, which is calm, and it comes together and creates this beautiful color that combines both of these elements. And at the essence of that is balance. So I am currently struggling with balancing everything going on with my life, including my job, social life, Button, my Sphinx cat, and friends, like everything all together. Like, how do people do this, you know? So let's start from the beginning. I grew up in Bermuda, and I stayed there for most of my life. I moved to Hong Kong for school, and that was really fun. I've made amazing friends all over the globe, and it was an amazing experience. And I got to learn Mandarin. I love that. I absolutely love Mandarin. I'm trying to get back into it, but I'm getting sidetracked. Beep boop, beep boop. My journey with mental health begins, I would say, roughly around the time I was 13. That is when I started self-harming, and my first suicide attempt was around that time, and things just got really bad in middle school, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. At that age, at 13, everything is just so heightened. Everything seems like the end of the world, but I promise you, it's not. I'm 23 now. And that was crazy to say. That's when things started getting really bad. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, finally, in 2019 after another suicide attempt, and they were like, okay, like maybe there's something wrong here. And so yeah, I got diagnosed, which is funny. It's actually not funny, but I originally got diagnosed with depression, and then they put me on antidepressants with no mood stabilizers, and I went into mania. So that's when they discovered, like, hey, this is bipolar disorder. I also have complex PTSD, and what that means is that I've had basically multiple occurrences of traumatic events in my life. But how do I cope? Well, one thing that I have been implementing into my everyday life is journaling. Journal your heart away. Another thing that I have been trying to do is breath work. I steady my breathing, and I do this at my job when I'm starting to feel stressed. I do this at home when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed by life and trauma flashbacks and all that stuff. Something else that's also really helped me recently is crying. I did not grow up as a crier. It just wasn't allowed in my household. And so crying has always been a foreign concept to me. Like, what do you mean? Tears out of these eyes?
Say what?
No. So therapeutic. It's such a release. You really get everything out there, and it's okay to cry. That's what I've had to realize anyway. Like, it's okay to cry. When I was growing up in foster care, my foster mom would say some pretty harsh things, and one of them was that no one will ever love you. And that is something that has stayed with me to this day. It's one of those things that just play in the back of your mind. And I think every relationship I've gotten into, every friendship that I've self-sabotaged is because I feel like I'm not worthy of love. And one of the ways in which I've overcome this is honestly therapy. And I know it's not accessible to all, and that needs to change because everyone deserves access to mental health resources. One of the things that I did while I was waiting for therapy is read all the self-help books. All of them that I could find, I was reading them. And I think it's the little things that they tell you. Obviously, eating right, a daily walk, stuff like that is not going to cure you, but it will help manage. I mean, it's the corny things that really do help, and it frustrates me because I'm like, what do you mean I'm going to feel better if I take a walk? And then I take a walk and I'm like, oh, like, yeah, wasn't that deep. And even if you just feel better for 5 minutes, the point is you just need to get out of that dark space and remind yourself that there are beautiful places to be in and beautiful headsets, and there's beautiful times that you've had before, and they will happen again. So this is kind of difficult to talk about, but a couple of times on my TikTok I have referenced sexual assault, and that is something that I've experienced. And if you have been through this, know that you're not alone. And it's sad to say, because I wouldn't wish that experience on anyone. No one deserves to have their sense of safety, their peace of mind taken from them. And that's what happens. I mean, my life really changed when that happened to me. I just want you to know that if you've ever been sexually assaulted, that it was not your fault. And I don't care what anyone says. It doesn't matter what you wore. It doesn't matter how much you drank. It is not your fault. I think another thing that I need to be candid about is the fact that I really struggle to accept and love my body. And I know I make the videos about body acceptance and body positivity, and some days I do genuinely feel like that, but most days I hate myself. I mean, I do. I wake up, I have very negative self-thoughts, and inner critic is criticizing, and it's really difficult to deal with. When you don't love your body, it's hard to love anything else, because you start thinking about how much food you're eating, you start thinking about the clothes that you're wearing, and whenever people stare at me, I just can't help but to think all that's going through their mind is how ugly I am. I mean, I hate my face. I don't really like my body, but I'm working on it. We're working on it. It's a work in progress, and I try to do things that make me feel good. So another thing that I try to do is opposite action when it comes to body positivity. If you think you don't look good, put on an outfit, put on a fit, okay? You look amazing. I'm guaranteeing you right now. Put on something that's gonna make you think. Clothes are meant to work for you, not the other way around. So put on a cute outfit. Get your hair done, get your nails done. And you can do this stuff yourself. This isn't like you have to go out and get it done. All these you can do yourself, but treat yourself, because you deserve love, and you deserve to love yourself, and you deserve to love your body, because your body does so much for you. And on days that I'm really struggling, I remind myself, I'm like, This body of mine, regardless of what it looks like, is keeping me alive every second of every day, and all I can worry about is my stretch marks and like belly fat. Like, girl, get a grip. No, but seriously. This video has been kind of hard for me to make just because it's hard talking about yourself, and I think so often it's easy to talk about other people. I mean, that's what gossip is, right? But when you have to take a look into yourself and ask yourself the hard questions like, who am I? It's difficult. I mean, this video has not been easy to make, but I'm pushing myself because I do want to put myself out there, and I do know that there is someone out there with a similar story to mine, and I want them to know that they are not alone. So that's the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed. It was a bit chaotic, but I'm also a bit chaotic. I'm also really new to this. This is only my second video, and I'm learning as I go along. But thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!